Hey everyone, so this is going to be my recap for Glee Season 4, Episode 6, Glease. This episode, I was looking more forward to it than I probably should have been because I was fairly disappointed. Oh look, there's some Cheez-Its. You want some of those? Maybe we can share when we watch Glee next week. Anyways, so this week I was really excited to watch it, but it ended up really not being that interesting. The songs were alright, it's just they were they were Grease songs, and I'm not a huge fan of Grease music, but some of them are alright. I'm just saying, like it was kind of like the first time where it was like all West Side Story songs, you know. Anyways, let's get on to the recap. I'm very happy that Finn's taking over Glee Club and Will's leaving. Like that means less Wemma stuff, irrelevant things that I just don't really care for anymore. So we'll all be dead by then. Like, Tina was the only one freaking out. I watched this episode with my mom as well, so I tried to tone down my feels a little bit more than I usually would. But then again, she was making me laugh at the very end with Finn and Will. She's like, just kiss already. She thinks Will's just equally creepy. I think everyone does. Wade isn't Rizzo anymore. I think that was sad, but we get to meet his parents, which is, I always like that when we get to meet the kids' parents, but like we never met half of the kids that have been there for a while, so I thought that was whatever. Brody's been pissing me off lately with the whole boring Cassandra crap. I mean, I shouldn't say he pisses me off, but that whole storyline is just like, they're trying to force us to like that stuff. They're trying to make us get into it, and I'm just like, I really don't care. Because I like Brody and Rachel, but now I'm just kind of iffy about it. The only part I liked with Cassandra is with the Kurt and Rachel scene where, oh, you got some abs. I was so happy to see Kurt back, and they were like stretching, and Huckleberry moments are great. And Kurt wanted to go visit Blaine. He hasn't seen him. You know, he's depressed. He's on Ambien and watching The Notebook all the time, and he wants somebody to go with him. And when Cassandra kept saying ex-boyfriends, it's like, it's official. They're broken up. Oh God. That kitty bitch is awful. I try not to judge her as quickly, like I did with Sebastian, but like, you know, where I don't like them because they're the evil person. Like, I don't usually like evil characters, so I wasn't like warming up to her instantly, but I was just kind of like, I don't really care for this storyline either. But she is awful. I fucking hate her. My mom was like, somebody needs to slap her, and I just felt so bad for Marley, and like, especially with her mom's past, like if it's in the genes, she just kept mentioning and telling her to throw up, and like it's so triggering. I think that it's important for them to do that storyline, but God, is it harsh as hell. I just, especially the scene in the bathroom with the writer, and he caught her about to throw up, and it's like, oh my God, like, wow, this is some intense shit. How is this a comedy, especially this stuff, and like the suicide stuff that they did last season. Oh man. And I like Ryder, it's just I don't really care for him as well. Like, he's great, and I'd rather see the older characters. But then again, they're still all supposed to be in school or whatever. But I like him. It's just a lot of these new characters are trying to force us to like them, and I don't mind them. I don't not like them. It just don't really interest me, and all that Jake and Marley stuff is just like trying to like make us like that too. I don't know. But I love Marley's mom. That's, I guess, one character that I do like. She seems nice. I was always nice to my lunch ladies when I was in high school. I didn't want them to spit my food the next day, you know. Oh, look at that bitch. Here she comes. She's an asshole. Let's spit in her food. Let's put hair in her food. I hate when Sue says Finn has hate in his heart. Like, that is the most fucking hypocritical thing I've ever heard come from her fucking mouth. Like, how the fuck dare you? You have the most hate I've ever seen on anybody, in any character on any show. Like, how the fuck dare you say that? Like, because Finn said one word he didn't mean. He has changed so much and grown as so much as a person, and a more accepting person, especially towards his brother, and especially towards all the Glee Club kids, and how much he's changed from season 1 to now. How fucking dare you say he has hate in his heart when you're the most hateful person in the whole world, fucking Sue. I hate Sue. I hope that she fucking goes away. It's not interesting anymore. It's not funny. And my mom was like, but it's just Sue being Sue. I'm like, so that's an excuse for her being a fucking asshole because that's just the way she is? It's no excuse. It's no excuse. And it just makes me so mad. And I was kind of sad that Blaine wasn't with the bros, like with the Grease Lightning, or with the girls. Like, he's so depressed, doesn't even hang out with anyone. At least Kurt has Rachel, you know. It doesn't mean I feel bad for Blaine in that sense, because he did that to himself, but, I mean, the friends part, I wish he had friends. Like, where is this bland friendship? What? It's like, at this point, I kind of want him to go back to the Warblers, because at least he had a friend then, you know. I just, that one part with, was it Sandra D? Look at me, I'm Sandra D. Sugar was twerking it. Did you see her? She's like twerking it. Santana is back, which I was really happy because she's a perfect Rizzo, but why isn't she in school? It's the same with Mike and Mercedes. Like, at least Kurt and Rachel had an excuse to be there because it was the weekend, but Santana was there practicing, and then Mike and Mercedes were there from last episode, so it's like, it's not a break because Thanksgiving is the next 2 weeks from the next episode. Wait, no, a week from the next episode. So it's not Thanksgiving break. It's not fall break. Like, they just come whenever they want. Oh, I'll make up my classes some other time. It doesn't even make any sense. Half of this episode, I was just like laughing my ass off because I'm like, this is just the stupidest thing. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and how did they let Santana go in the play when she graduated? So I could just went like, oh, I didn't even go to this school, but can I be in the play? The Rachel, Kurt, and Mercedes locker scene where they even mentioned stuff from season 1 with the whole you busted my window, well, you busted my heart. Oh, I miss season 1. They gave me so many nostalgic feels, and apparently Puck is still in contact with Mercedes because I think they live around each other. Oh, yay. And if Kurt was worried about running into Blaine, why would he go backstage where Blaine would be most likely? And I get the part where he wanted to see him, but he didn't want to talk to him. I think he just wanted to see him in the play, like remember his face, because he hasn't seen him in a long time. But, and that whole awkward Clinchel moment, the Finchel and Klain moment, that was really awkward. Like, it was Finn and Blaine, and then Kurt and Rachel, and they're just like, and Kurt can't even look at him. That's what my mom said. She's like, oh my god, he can't even look at him. I'm like, oh no, I know. One quote I liked from somebody who reviewed this episode, it says, I really do wish the writers would don't know that word, juxtapose Klain and Finchel like this. They're not the same type of relationships. Finn and Rachel are classic teenage sweethearts who barely have anything in common when they were attending the same high school, and certainly do not have anything in common 6 months out of high school. And yeah, that's a hard reality, but it's real life. Kurt and Blaine, on the other hand, are the real damn deal. And in 10 years from now, they should be telling their daughter the story of Prince Warbler and his teenage dream, while walking on their Bichon Frise through Central Park and eating ice cream. Like, that's what I don't like about this whole season 4. I don't want Kurt to be Rachel's lackey or sidekick, where it's always Kurt and Blaine stuff is always pushed back because you got Finn and Rachel right there and they're the big dramatic thing. But I think that the Kurt and Blaine stuff is way more important and way more serious than this Finn and Rachel crap. Finn broke up with Rachel in season 3 at the end. Blaine cheated on the love of his life, and they've been dating for over a year. And Finn and Rachel have been on and off, and I get that they were this huge, you know, maybe they are soulmates, but like, there's more pressing matters at hand with this couple than this couple. And don't make it because Finn and Rachel are there and Kurt and Blaine in the back that's okay, that they can just have 30 seconds when Finn and Rachel have like 5 minutes. Like, I see the importance in both relationships, but they should be just as equal and just as separate. You know, it's equal time at separate situations. Glee. Can I write the show? Because it's pissed me off. During Beauty School Dropout, I think Sugar is the perfect Frenchie, perfect, and teen angel. And Blaine sees Kurt in the audience and he breaks his character and he's like, you know, like, and then all of a sudden he snaps right back into it, and Kurt and Rachel both know. And it just breaks my heart into more than a million pieces, because it's like right on stage and during his little act, it's like, oh no. And I think that another sad part is when Santana regrets breaking up with Brittany. I love that they're still really good friends and they can talk like there was nothing wrong. I love that about Brittany. She can just snap right back into it. I think that's great about her. But God, it was so emotional because she's like, oh, date nights. And like, why did she even break up with her if she's here at the play? Like, oh, Glee. And I think that was great, the Tina and Mike part too. Like, all the couples are there. I was just like, oh, so many feels going on right in this moment. I love the Santana and Wade parts from There's Worse Things I Could Do. The Cassandra parts were so random and irrelevant, like, you can go now. And I don't know why Rachel is so upset over the Brody Cassandra stuff. Like, you went back to Finn when he came back into New York while you were on a date with Brody. You act like nothing's wrong the next week with Brody. And then they have a falling out and you expect Brody to come right back to you? Like, really? And you're not even doing anything. You're just like acting like nothing happened from that date. So do you really blame Brody for wanting to get some? And she's got some abs, okay? So, girl, you need to step back and make up your mind, Rachel, because it's really getting annoying. I did like the fantasy scene with the one that I want from the real to the fantasy, and Rachel was on drugs, she was tripping out, and they finally finished the Glee song after 4 seasons of You're the One That I Want, and I love the flashback from season 1, and oh, look how Curry looks so young, and oh my god, they're growing up and changing so much, and it's just so crazy. I loved Kurt's hair in that scene too, and the leather jackets for Kurt and Blaine, and yeah, they were all there. Brady and Santana, Tina and Mike. That's a great, she ships some great ships, Rachel, in your dreams. Yeah, the Finchel scene was kind of boring. It was a little bit long for me because I'm not a huge Finchel shipper. I mean, I like them, I can tolerate them, but I don't really want to see their scenes, you know, like Wemma. But I did like the part when he said he knew her types of cries, and the one cry when it's about a guy, and she was not crying over Brody, and those are usually reserved for her, so obviously she wasn't as upset as she would if it was the Finn situation. So I thought that was sad and a little, you're like, oh yeah, they know each other so well, that kind of thing. The Klain scene pained me more than I thought it would, because I just thought they were going to have this argument, but it got really kind of sad. I mean, of course it was going to be sad, but I can understand the part where Kurt didn't want to talk to Blaine. I don't blame him for not wanting to, you know. I believe people deserve second chances, but I believe that they should hold a grudge for at least a little while, you know, think about things, think things through. He didn't want to listen to the excuses like, oh, I didn't love him, oh, it was just this, oh, it was just that, you know, like the typical I have an excuse kind of thing. And he said, relationships are about trust, and I don't trust you anymore. And I think that is so essential in that conversation. Another essential thing was Blaine said, I want you to know everything. So what really did happen? Like, what was the extent to? Regardless of what he did, he still did what he did, and I don't think that was right. But I want Kurt and Blaine back together more than ever and more than anything. But if you think Kurt should jump right back into a relationship, and just because Blaine regrets it and apologizes, then you have no respect for Kurt as a person. Blaine has to earn Kurt's trust back in any way he can. He has to work for it, and he better work for it, because Kurt is a prize, and he is an angel, and a great, great, great guy, and he deserves the best. And maybe that's on a biased Kurt stand, but, like, come on. Like, that's why I can never stand Blaine. Like, be my favorite character, because he just, yeah, he's flawed, but like, I can't stand by him all the time, you know. I feel bad for him in the sense that he has no one to talk to, but he cheated, and I like that this episode we saw he was more sad, and even in the background moments he's still very sad, and he has no one to talk to, and he doesn't perk right back up because he's into the song. He's still very upset. But unlike, you know, the breakup episode, he was so angry, and now this episode he's more regretful, and it looks like he was about to cry, and Kurt was not having any of his bullshit. So it just made me tear up a lot when Kurt and Rachel said that McKinley and Ohio isn't their home anymore, and that they don't really have anything holding them back relationship-wise to stay there. God, that was just, they're growing up so much, and just, I read it all the time in fics, but you know, when you see it yourself on the actual show, it's like, wow, so many emotions are flowing through. And I'm just really happy that Finn's gonna be the Glee Club teacher. It just kind of gives me something a little more hopeful, a little more exciting than seeing Will all the time, like, calm down, you guys. The only person who was freaking out was Tina. Next week is dynamic duets with all the superheroes, which is super random. I don't know why they didn't do a Halloween episode. There's got to be something tied in with that, because of, like, weird. And Evil Cat and the Warblers. That was the best part. That cat, he was like, and the new guy Hunter. Oh my. I'm excited for the Warblers. I always like the Warblers, and yeah, they did bad in Michael episode. That was all Sebastian, pretty much, and I'm happy Sebastian's back. I liked him more now. I especially love him in Fix, but now I get to see him again after liking him from On My Way, so I'm really excited for that. And we'll finally get to find out what happened in the Eli Blaine situation in the flashback and find out what really happened. Did they go all the way tonight? No regrets, just fucking? Or was it just a kiss? Was it just some making out, some taking off shirts and touching nipples? I don't know. Maybe it was just a little handy. Who knows? We'll find out. Did Blaine fuck the lighthouse? Did he let the lighthouse fuck him? We'll just find out next week. On Thanksgiving, which I found is also weird. Like, Thanksgiving episode. I never knew shows were going to air on Thanksgiving. So there's something else to look forward to. Happy holidays, and if you're not American, then see you next Thursday for a regular Thursday. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and a lot of people disagree with me last week about the episode, so if you feel any difference, just let me know, because why not?